Yo, 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 how's it going? I once talked to somebody who was a bit spiritual, but obviously not at my level, and they said they kind of knew that the higher spiritual you are, then the more stuff that you had to endure. So they wasn't in for that. So it's making me laugh. You know, the universe is even worse than the deep state. So it's always testing to see your sincerity. So yeah, so there's a sick person, because all these people who have got entities who practice their occult are psychologically sick. They're certifiable. They ain't right in their head, but they function day to day in society as if they are. So basically, because I'm not your average person, and because they're used to breaking other normal people and doing all their fuckery, so then when they come across somebody like me and it's kind of not happening, you know, if the source wants to let a tiny bit happen, is to fool them to see how far it will go, and to also let me know what's going on. So they're persistent, and it doesn't even matter what age they are as well, you know. That's why sometimes I'm going to say, if you see an elderly person and they're quite messed up, you can't feel sorry for them, because you do not know what their spiritual life journey's about. They could have done all types of fuckery to reach the destination where they look like absolutely shit. So don't always feel sorry for people, because you don't know their story, what they've done to other people. So I'm just waiting. I come across some information, and this lady was saying that the same thing as me. It's a popcorn time when these idiots get their comeuppance, you know. So I'm having to think, oh, you know, X, Y, Z. I can't want to say too much about my life, because at the end of the day, you don't know who's watching, and these idiots could be watching, and you don't want to show them any Achilles heel whatsoever. So, you know, but yeah, it's fiesta. It's brut champagne when these people get their comeuppance, because they won't learn. They even get warning signs to stop because of the high rank I am spiritually, but they won't stop because they enjoy it so much. So yeah, I'm going to watch a very elderly person have their teeth smashed in. So when the universe pulls the rug from underneath their feet, because the only reason they can be a bit flamboyant, because they're harvesting other people's energy, you know, bragging, oh, this is why I look like this. No, you're harvesting energy several times a day. That's the way it is. Otherwise you'll be Hunchback of Notre Dame, you know what I mean? So yeah. Oh, otherwise than that, you know, life might throw you balls, curveballs, but you just got to learn to dodge them, you know. The universe wants you to be so resilient for whatever reason, you know. It wants you to be so resilient, so you have to be. So you just have to say, let these scumbag carries on. And then what happens is, sometimes when they don't succeed, they need other, you know, help to join forces with them, because they can't manage me. So yeah, you just got to do what you got to do. And you know, I probably changed my strategy a tiny bit, because X, Y, Z was happening. It's a case of analysing, seeing what's happening. Does this work or does that work? It's like making a recipe. Okay, I put that in. Oh, that doesn't taste too good. Let's put a bit of this to counteract. Or even when you're applying makeup. Okay, that's too much. I'll never forget, back in the days, I did promotions. So this lady come with a full-blown makeup, and then I was like testing a certain brand, and I thought, she can't get any more on. But I think I managed to do it somehow without even wearing makeup myself. You know, if I do this lipstick and like eyeshadow, an island. That was back in the days, but even now I can't even be bothered. It's very rare that I might put something on my lips now and it's got to be vegan and stuff like that. So I managed to put it on, and it actually kind of toned what she had down on, because she had a lot of makeup on. So this is the way life has got to be. You've got to analyse to see how you counteract, because at the end of the day, Source doesn't always want you to depend on them. Source puts you all through these trials and tribulations to build up your immunity so you can deal with these dickheads, you know. But at the same time, you don't want to give too much energy, so you're on a repeated cycle, you know. So that's the way it is. And make sure you get your... Oh yeah, what I wanted to say is, today I did something that people don't know what it's like. They want the heat, but then when they exercise, because they're too fragile, they need the aircon. But my mind was telling me not to do what I had planned to do, and this is the second time. So even though it's a faint voice in my head to say don't, you know what I mean, I'm going to start listening to that faint voice. I guess the universe is testing me, you know, to see if I, like with the frequencies of the deep state, what they do with their tech, they variate the volumes. So I can hear the frequencies, I can see the frequencies. So now I've got to be able to analyze, if I get a voice in my head, to just be able to go along with it. So it's like a low frequency. I've got to be able to hear it. Well, this, it's low, little tap on the shoulder saying do this, do that. So I've got to be able to say, okay, I'm going to do it when I get given that information. You know, this is how you're connected with Source. And I spoke to somebody, it's like confirmation, the leaf of the tree. It wasn't doing that before. It's like saying, yeah, look, I'm touching it. Don't know if you can see, look. See? If that was ever confirmation. Yeah. I've heard about this before, that some people can talk to the trees and the trees have connection. Come here, Leaf. Will it do? Yeah. This is how we should be. So don't walk around with ear pods or smart watches or that. It's all about keeping it real, connection with Source. That made my day now. Talk about synchronicity, the universe saying, that's it, girl. Take notice of the subtle communication. So yeah, I think on that now, I better stop, because I feel so thrilled. Yeah, have a good one. Make sure you get your vitamin D, eat clean, do your exercising. Love and light, people. Take care.